Hi everyone, it's your girl 𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕚. I know I've been away for a while and I always say I'll be more consistent. And I don't always keep my word with that. But anyways, on to the topic today. The reason behind this video is because I got my roots touched up. I'm just kidding. Actually, the main reason why I'm making this video is because I actually reconnected with an old friend from like childhood. Like we knew each other from toddler stage, and it's been great to reconnect. And they are probably going through one of the most intense spiritual awakenings I have ever seen outside of myself. I've met a lot of people on this journey, whether it's twin flame journey or just a spiritual awakening. And yeah, I'd say that this person's spiritual awakening is definitely more on the intense side. And I don't know, I just got the vibe that this would be a great video for the collective. This is actually a video I've wanted to make for quite a while. But just reconnecting with this person, hearing what they're going through, seeing what they're going through, I just like, it couldn't be more of an appropriate time to make this video. Plus I've been gone for a while, so why not, come back into my whole spiritual, whatever you want to call it. So the topic of today is how spirituality, magic, whatever you want to call it, working with the universe can actually be very, very dangerous. It can actually cause you to become very ungrounded, to lose touch with reality, really disconnect from real life, disconnect from your responsibilities. And I may make some people angry when I say this. I hope I don't, because I really don't want to start any drama on my channel. This isn't at anyone specific. But I will say that more often than not, professional spiritualists I have met, professional being spiritualists that you have to pay to speak to, who you have to pay to, have a consultation or just to talk to about whatever it is that you're into spiritual wise or what you're going through. Most of them are crazy. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Most of the ones I met were crazy. Now, it could have just been because at that particular time in my life, I was going through a lot and I was just attracting what I was. But, even as I guess you could say, healed, grounded myself, grounded my own energy, figured out what it was I was meant to do on this path in this world, I would say most are more ungrounded versus ones that are very grounded and still very practical. And it's really easy to get to that level of just having, no practicality, just relying 100% on spirituality. Everything is spiritual. Everything is this, I know that's an argument within itself, but there has to be a time where you just release all spirituality and just, focus on yourself. And this isn't to say that you need to completely step away from it. It's in my blood. I will never not meditate. I will never not be buying crystals, see repeating numbers and whatnot, but you need to know when to step away and just live a regular life. And I've seen this happen with people that are going through a big awakening. And you know what? It's kind of hard not to get to that level. Well, not get to that level, but it's kind of hard not to become so immersed in it that you don't really care about other things, because you're seeing synchronicities or you're noticing synchronicities. You're seeing repeating numbers. You might be seeing some apparitions. You might be, I've had people come to me with photographs, videos of apparitions, things that they're seeing, and it's incredible and it's great. Screenshots of seeing multiple repeating numbers, writing down synchronicities. I said at the beginning that that's a good way to connect with your higher self and figure out what spirit is trying to say to you 100%. But, I believe, at least, on my journey, I'm not acting like I know the answer to everything. It got to the point where, I didn't need to write things down anymore. I didn't feel the need to screenshot. I didn't feel the need to tell everybody, all my spiritual friends what I was going through, just because I knew that these messages were specifically for me. I knew what they meant, from repeating numbers to particular dreams. I knew what I needed to do or how I needed to incorporate it into my life. So for instance, when I'm kind of lost and I kind of wonder if I'm on the right path, if I'm doing the right thing, when I consistently see repeating numbers, that tells me, okay, I am on the right path, stop questioning yourself. And I put it away. Okay. So this is what I tell people when it comes to, if you're taking screenshots of everything, writing things down, if you have a lot of pictures in your phone of different things, this is what I say, because, I don't want anyone to become too immersed in it. And I don't want anyone to feel lonely on this, because you're not alone. As I stated, I feel like the collective needs to hear this right now. I've had some of my own synchronicities that I mentioned at the beginning. So this is what I say to people. If you have a journal, if you have a bunch of screenshots on your phone, pictures, videos, whatever, I say put them all on a USB and delete them from your phone. If you have things in a journal, put the journal away for a little bit and just focus on yourself. Because the other reason why I suggest this, not only because you're detaching too much from reality and focusing too much on the spiritual side of things, is because you need to live your life. You need to, like I said, you need to focus on your daily responsibilities, your daily tasks, have a schedule where you can focus on this. Like I have a particular schedule where I can meditate every day, and then that's it. I don't wake up and I meditate. I don't go to lunch and meditate. Some people just do little 5-minute meditations. For me, it is a ritual. I have a set time every night before I go to bed when I meditate. Okay. I've also ran into people that say, oh, I had such a powerful meditation last night. This weekend, I'm going to meditate for like 8 hours. And I say, why? That is not necessary at all. Unless you're a monk and you're in some temple and you're training and you're working with I don't know. Even that, I don't even want to say anything about that. But, I don't see what makes that necessary. Like, even when I first started, I definitely meditated a lot. My meditations would span like a couple hours, which, I understand why that is now. But when people say, oh, I'm going to meditate for like 8-12 hours, it's kind of overdoing it. Going back to the whole workout, people that want to get fit and work out, they're not going and working out for 8 hours a day right at the beginning. They're easing into it slowly. They're taking their time. They're figuring out what works for them, what workouts work for them. So it's the same thing with spirituality. When you first go through the whole spiritual awakening, it's exhilarating. It's exciting. The things that we were brainwashed to believe don't exist and are fake and are Hollywood are in fact real and do have an impact on your life and are trying to make itself known, or, whatever you want to call it, because that's what I consider these things to be. Like I said, whether you're seeing or repeating numbers, you're seeing apparitions, you're having psychic dreams, like this is the way that the universe, spirituality is trying to get your attention. It seems to be the same for most people, repeating numbers. The repeating numbers are like what it seems to start most people off, and then it gradually becomes more intense and more, depending on what it is that you're meant to do. If you're meant to be a medium, you might start seeing ghosts, you might start, hearing voices, which I know some people might say, oh, you probably need to be on medication, but it's different for everybody. But the main thing, like the one thing that I will say is most common, is definitely seeing repeating numbers. So, all this is just to get your attention, to get you to connect with the spiritual side of you. Because at the end of the day, I know spiritualists always say like, oh, you're not just a meat suit, or no, you're just a meat, or wait, what am I trying to get with this? You're not just a meat suit. And then some people say you are just a meat suit. But what I'm saying in this video, is you need to find the balance between being a human being, being your spiritual, the physical, and the mental side of it. Because you're very if you're watching my channel, you're definitely a spiritual person. You need to take care of the mind, body, and spirit. So whatever that is, and you need to find out what that is for you. Taking care of the body might be eating a particular diet, going to bed at a certain time, working out, maybe not working out, but just doing something physical each day, maybe going to the forest and just, spending time in nature. That's something that your body needs. It just helps to ground you. Taking care of the mind. Do you have some past traumas that need to be healed? Because that's something that will definitely be coming up in the spiritual awakening. Will, you be shown that, all your past relationships, whether they're romantic and platonic, were unhealthy, and that's something that you need to heal within you. Maybe you need to go on antidepressants. I see absolutely nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of spiritualists like to say, oh, that's going to close your third eye, that's going to ruin your spiritual abilities that you have. That is not true. I have friends that are on antidepressants and they help them immensely, and they are still excellent tarot readers, excellent psychics. Okay, so body, mind, and spirit. Then we can get into spirituality. You need to balance the three in order to be a balanced human being, because like I said, most of the spiritualists I met were crazy. They're too much into spirituality. In my opinion, if somebody asks you, how do you take care of the mind? How do you take care of the spirit? How do you take care of the body? You should have, I guess you could say, I don't want to say set guidelines, but different things that you do for each part of yourself. How to take care of the body, whether it's through, proper diet, exercise. How to take care of the mind. You read, I don't know, books on mental health. You speak to a therapist. Maybe you need to go on antidepressants. And how you take care of your spiritual side, that's something that you need to discover as well. I mean, I've been in the game for a long time now, and it took me a while to find the balance because, especially after the whole twin flame activation, that definitely catapulted me heavily into spirituality, which was wonderful. But I still needed to find my own footing, and I still needed to stay grounded, and I still needed to learn what I needed to do to stay grounded in this, whatever you want to call it, on this journey. So I feel like I just kind of talked a lot in this video. I hope it made sense. I'm really trying to help the collective, because I think the saddest thing I've heard people say that are going through these things is that they feel alone. They feel unheard because most people around them are saying they're crazy. They're seeing things, they're hearing things. They've been to the doctor to know that they are not, whatever it is that they're suffering from is not something that they should be worried about. So I'm just here to say, you're not alone. There's other people that are going through what you're going through, especially at this time right now. I don't know what it is. I'm not really into astrology, so maybe someone can leave a comment on what's going on. But yeah, I hope this video made sense, and I hope to help some other people out there that are going through this now. So that is it for this video. Mwah. I love you guys so much. Take care.